Now, meetings taking place today in Buckinghamshire about ensuring certain safeguards if the HS2 development is given the go-ahead. Among the list of non-negotiable tasks include an extended rail tunnel under the Chilterns and a relief road for Watersden. The leader of Buckinghamshire County Council is Martin Tett. Martin, good afternoon.
Roberto, hi, how are you doing?
Very well, sir. So, indeed, what are you asking for?
What we're doing, by the way, can I just say really clearly up front, we still oppose HS2 all the way on this. But if it does go ahead, this is all about... It may go ahead. We've still got some ground on this one. But in terms of if it does go ahead, we're looking in terms of the key mitigation that's required so that the residents of Buckinghamshire suffer as little as possible. So, for example, the tunnel through the AONB, the Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty, we want that to go all the way through, not stop about halfway, which it does at the moment. We want a relief road around Watersden so that all the construction traffic doesn't go straight through the village, which is what's planned at the moment. We want to see, for example, they're planning to do a lot of spoil dumping all the way through the area, and again we don't want that to happen. And we're looking at things like a country park that actually gives some real economic gain around the Steeple Clayton area. So there's a whole package of stuff that we've been working with districts, parish and town councils on. Is
this now about accepting that it will happen and about securing the best deal possible for people in the area?
Well, as I said, let's be very clear. We still completely oppose this. We're going to carry on fighting it right until the last moment.
I know, but Martin, the political will is overwhelming. You know that. Whether it's the current administration or any future administration, they all seem to be singing from the same hymn sheet on this one point for some strange reason. We've got to accept it's going to happen. Is it about securing the best possible deal?
We accept it may happen, and yes, we are looking to secure the best possible deal if it goes ahead. And that's why we put a lot of effort into producing this particular document.
Because in this project, estimated to be something in the region of 42 billion, possibly a lot more, there will be plenty of room, clearly, to give you a country park, to give you a relief road, to give you an extended rail tunnel, won't there?
Well, remember, it's 42 plus the 8 billion for the trains and the rolling stock, so it's about 50 billion. So we reckon there should be enough contingency within it to do the right thing when it comes to looking after the residents all the way along the track. Because if you're going to have this train gouged through the Chilterns, gouged through Buckinghamshire, we think we need to look after the residents of Buckinghamshire.
How can you make sure the government stick by these mitigation points and actually compensate people adequately? Because they're going to take this on board, aren't they? Clearly, they're going to say, right, if we can get this organised, we can sail through this with less resistance.
Well, the way it works is, they have what's called a second reading in the House. And that establishes the principle of it, and that's going to happen probably late spring this year. Then it goes to a committee of the House, which supposedly is impartial. The MPs don't come from anywhere along the track. They're not whipped and so on. And we can petition them. That means basically we have to go before them with a business case and say, look, we'd like to see some changes that look a bit like this in order to benefit the local communities. And then it's up to the MPs to say yay or nay. And if they say yes, then the government's got to go along with it. They don't have the option. And that's the advantage we've got, trying to influence those MPs.
Is there anything else you could put on the list?
Oh, we'd like to see some real economic gain in terms of bringing in local jobs and skills and education opportunities. If they're employing companies like, hypothetically, Siemens from Germany or Japanese or Chinese contractors, we don't want to see all the jobs and skills in Shanghai and in Dortmund. We want to see them over here as well. We want some real skills gain for Buckinghamshire as well.
Because the point is, Martin, I know the depth of feeling, and you know clearly what's happening across the Chilterns, but the political will against this project, for this project, is so intense. If you can still turn it around, well done. But is it just now about saying, look, let's get something else, let's get as much out of them as possible, because it's got to go over budget, the project. Every government project does, of course, and just making sure that eventually when this train does come thundering through your neck of the woods, at least you can say, well, we got this to compensate.
We have always said we have a twin track on this, because right back, 2-3 years ago, I said that we would fight this all the way, but we would cooperate in terms of getting the best deal for Buckinghamshire if this went ahead, and that remains our position today.
And this relief road for Watersden, where would that go?
Well, what we want to do is loop around Watersden, because it's a lovely village. It's a beautiful area.
It's stunning. You cannot have lorries thundering through there.
You do not want HGVs just trundling backwards and forwards. And the amount of traffic volume that would go through there is enormous. So, we've got a route. It's detailed in the blueprint in terms of what we want them to do. They have not committed to that at the moment, and we think that's a really essential must-have.
Martin, I wish you well. Martin Tett, leader of Buckinghamshire County Council.